Hey gamers, in this episode, we're going to create another character for Mutants and Masterminds. We're going to try Ant-Man. Hey gamers, welcome back to Game Master's Dungeon. I'm Brian, your Game Master. And today is another Mutants and Masterminds character creation video. This one was requested by one of my subscribers. They want to see Ant-Man. So I was like, alright, I do like me some Ant-Man. Plus the new Ant-Man and Wasp movie is coming out later this year. So this would be a good time to do that. Now I want to say, I've put this together just to kind of show you how the powers are going to go together. I didn't include everything that Ant-Man can do. Like in the whole Marvel continuity. Basically I just did the growth and the shrinking and how all that is going to work, because it does play with your stats quite a bit when you go from really small to really big. And then also there could be some trade-offs that could be done. I didn't do any trade-offs in this character sheet. That's something, if you would want to use this character in a game, you would discuss that with your Game Master. So with all that said, let's go ahead and jump in and take a look. Alright gamers, so here we are, taking a look at our character sheet. Got it all worked up here. You'll see there's a lot of stuff on the sheet, especially right over here. This looks a little convoluted. We're going to talk about that as we go through it. Okay, so let's just go to the top like we normally do. Talk about the character. Talk a little bit history, a little backstory, maybe put a little of that in there. Obviously, that's my creation. If you decide to use this character or a character like this, come up with your own. And if you do, I would love to hear about it down in the comments below. Okay. So, hero name, so I gave him Jefferson Tate. Sounded very refined. So my guy's going to be obviously some kind of a scientist. Working, molecular science, something like that, and is going to create this set of powers down here, which we're going to talk about here in a second. So now, his identity, let me make this secret. So I gave him instead of Ant-Man, I gave him Dynamic Man. I don't know how original that sounds. I think it sounds great because dynamic means, constant change and changing from big to small and in between and all that. I think it's a great fit. I don't know. If you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know as well. So he's a male. He's 28 years old, 5'7", 145 pounds, hazel eye, blonde hair. He is part of Team Supreme, and his base of operations is in the vault. I made him power level 10. Okay. And then our point totals, so we got 52 points in abilities, right here, 61 points in powers, 3 points in advantages, 21 points in skills, and I put 13 points in defenses for a total of 150 points. Now I'll tell you, so I made a lot of these characters, I'm making them as heroes. I think going forward, I'm going to start making villains. So I'm going to create a villain team. If you have maybe some ideas for a cool villain team, put them in the comments below. Maybe maybe I'll take one of your ideas, and that'll be the villain team that I use in these series. So let's just go let's look right here. Okay, so I gave him, so I didn't spend a ton of points in powers like I have in the past, but it's going to give him a lot of bonuses depending upon his size. So I put a lot more points up here just to kind of level him out. So 2 strength and stam, 3 agility dex, 6 fighting, 5 intellect, so he's pretty smart. The 6 fighting is, he's obviously practiced his fighting skills, being a hero. Awareness 3, presence of 2. We'll talk about unarmed damage, and we'll talk about defenses here in a minute. So let's go. So I was going to say for copyright purposes, instead of the PIM particle, I've created he's going to call it the IMP particle. I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. I thought it was kind of cool, but maybe you like that. Maybe you don't. So what we're going to do, with these a little more complex, maybe not a beginner power set, but a little maybe like a medium level. We're going back to the arrays, the alternate effects. Now, if you're not familiar with alternate effects, you're going to want to read that. It's in the extras section, one of the first ones there. Quite a lot to read and understand, but really once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy to really understand. So what we did, we bought shrinking power, and I bought the full 20 ranks. 20 ranks of shrinking, okay? And so that's 2 points per rank base. And then I added normal strength extra. So 1 extra point per rank for a total of 3 points per rank. Because only when you shrink, you take a penalty to your strength, your stamina, and your speed. And intimidation. But with normal strength, you get to keep your normal strength and stamina and your speed. But then you're going to gain plus 10 to all of your active defenses, and you're going to gain plus 20 to your stealth skill because you're so small. So that's 60 points. So that's 3 points per rank at 20 ranks, 60 points. And then as an alternate effect to that, we have growth of 12 ranks. I mean, I could have put it up to 20, but that makes you like 250 feet tall. I'm like, I don't think Giant Man's really that tall. So I made him 60 feet tall. That's pretty huge. It's 60 feet, you know? That's several houses stacked on each other. That's pretty scary to me. So I gave him growth rank 12. So he's 60 feet tall. You get minus 6 to all your active defenses. You get minus 12 to your stealth because you're just so big and easy to see. But then you also get plus 6 to your intimidation skill. You get plus 12 to your strength and your stamina, and you gain plus 1 speed rank. So now, if you remember, so the basic human speed rank, you look at it at rank 9 at the time of 1 hour, and that gives you 2 miles. Basically, you can move 2 miles per hour. This is going to give you an effective rank 10, so you're going to move like 4 miles an hour, right? So then it's only cost you 1 point. 1 point for all that. Because it's an alternate effect. So it's one or the other. I can't shrink and grow at the same time. I can either shrink and then I could grow, but you can't do both. So when you use the imp particle, you pick one of the effects and that's what you're going to use. And this, it's just a 1 point to add that growth on. So, like, the power list itself is super simple. Now, I could have gone into using summoning the bugs and doing all that other stuff, but I'm thinking my story with this guy is that maybe he's just figured this out, the growth and the shrinking, and he hasn't really done anything else with it. But maybe this character, maybe he won't do stuff with bugs and whatever. Maybe he'll do something else, because he is going to be a scientist. If you go down here, his advantages, so I gave move by attack, so you can move before and after. So when you're big, you can just, you can walk by somebody, poof, hit him with the fist, keep moving. I gave him the inventor advantage because he's smart, so he's able to create different technologies. So that's going to help him later on. He's going to create something else to go with his powers to augment his abilities. And then I give him, he's well informed. He can make certain checks to gain information about certain things. I thought it was pretty fitting. We go into skills. So I gave him close combat for unarmed. I gave him, so he's got a 6 ability from his fighting. I gave him 4 ranks to give him a 10. Like I said, so remember your attack and damage the attack rank and the effect rank. So basically the attack and the damage cannot be more than twice the series power level. So he's power level 10, so 20. So I put it right in the middle, so he's going to hit with the plus 10. When he grows, he'll have a total of plus 10 damage to it. And then when he shrinks, it's only going to be 2 damage. I'm thinking he uses the shrinking to get where he needs, the sneaking, the stealth, things like that. The damage is when he's going to grow big and, just punch stuff or kick it or whatever. Gave him Deception with a total of 6, so ability of 2, 4 ranks. I gave him expertise in science. Now, this is where you could put in like molecular science, or I'm not a scientist, so I don't know exactly what kind of science major you would need to be able to shrink yourself and grow yourself. But you could fill that in on your own if you decided to do that. Now, this sheet's weird. Like right here, I don't know why this is like this. I haven't got around to trying to fix it yet. But basically, it's just right here, you get plus 12. I gave him some insight, investigation. Because like I said, I didn't spend like a ton in powers, so he's going to have more skills. He's going to be educated. He's going to be smart. He's going to have a lot of skills and stuff that's going to help him besides just punching stuff. Investigation, I gave him some perception, persuasion. I have no idea why that, you try to put... Anyone that's downloaded this sheet is going to have the same problem. Just going to have to live with it. Technology. So be able to use, repair, augment different kinds of technology. He's got a plus 12. And then treatment as well. I'm thinking maybe he's like one of those super genius guys. Maybe he's a doctor on the side. So the team doctor, Team Supreme needs a healer, needs a doctor. He can do that as well. And then we're going to go up here. So like I said, is unarmed. He gets a total of plus 10 attack. When he's normal and tiny size, so basically the shrinking of 20 gets you down to about an inch tall-ish, like that. You're only going to do 2 damage a hit. So, I mean, you're fighting thugs or whatever, might be a different story. You're not going to do that against the really powerful supervillains. But when you grow, you're going to do 10 damage. Now, because your strength is going to go from... Oh, I forgot to put it in here. From a 2, and then we do a slash to a 14 when you grow, because you get plus 12 to your strength and your stamina. Right? So we go over here as well. Okay. And now, okay, let's look at defenses. So I've got it set up here. I understand it. I'm going to try to break it down for you guys so you guys can understand how I did this. So this first number here is like your base stats. Okay, so he's regular dude. He's got a dodge of 4. He's got parry of 6, fortitude and toughness of 5. So I buffed fortitude and toughness. And I put an extra point in dodge, and I put 6 extra points in will. So I'm thinking like he's super smart. He's got a really strong mind. So he's going to want to be able to resist those mind-affecting abilities and powers. Now, I'm going to click in here. So you'll see, so dodge then goes to 14, but then it goes to like a -2. So because you get down here, right? You get plus 10 to your active defenses while you're small. Now, dodge and parry are active defenses, right? You have to be aware to use those. So your dodge goes crazy high because you're so small. But then when you grow, you get -6 to your active defenses. So then when you grow, you would go back to your 4 base, and then you would subtract 6 to a -2. So you're really big, you're really easy to hit, you can't get out of the way. And then we go to parry as well. So parry, right, is a 6 base, but now you get plus 10. But then you're like, well, Brian, then that would be a 16, not a 15. Here we go, though. Remember, so parry plus toughness cannot be more than twice the series power level. So parry, you can actually only gain a benefit of a 15 because your toughness is 5. Okay? Now, this is where if you're going to want to use a character like this, you're going to want to talk to your GM if you want to make trade-offs. Okay, maybe I want to be able to have a higher effective rank of parry, but then you're going to have to lower the effective rank of toughness that you could take, and that's But now also remember, there's room for growth here as well. So say you're playing this character and you gain enough experience, and your GM says, okay, the series power level is now 11. Well, right, double the series power level, 22. You'd be able to gain that +1 that you already get that you can't take effect of. You go to a 16 plus the 5 is 21. Technically, you can get another point somewhere and still be under the limit there. And then obviously, then your parry goes to a 0 because you get -6. Okay. Now fortitude, you don't gain any fortitude and toughness bonuses when you're shrunk, but when you are really big, when you grow, you get plus 12 to your stamina, and you get plus 12 to your strength. Now, stamina affects your fortitude and your toughness. So, technically, 5 plus 12 would be 17. Right? 17? Yeah. Well, why do I have an 11? Because remember, so fortitude and will together cannot be more than double the series power level. Since I have a will of 9, I can only gain a total effect of 11 fortitude. Okay? When you grow. And that's, honestly, I think 11 is really, really good. An 11 fortitude is really good. Like, you have good defenses all around. Now, toughness, obviously, you gain the bonuses here. So you gain the plus 12 to the stamina. here, so it goes to a 14 base, and I put 3 points in there. So actually, so now the second number, why do I have 10 in here? Oh yeah, hold on. Sorry. See, I even got confused myself. This is great when we're going over it ourselves. So actually, that would be 17. All right. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 12, so 14 plus 3, 17. Yeah. So when you grow, you would actually get the full 17 toughness, because remember your dodge is -2, your parry 0. So basically, you're going to be relying wholly on your toughness when you get hit. But it's plus 17 toughness. It's pretty good. That's pretty good, because like I said, you're not going to be able to avoid attacks hardly at all. So you got to rely on this toughness. But that's the trade-off, right? Becoming really big and really small. And then really that's about it. You know, not a whole lot of advantages. Obviously, now, like I said, this is kind of how I would put this character together. I would talk to my GM about maybe making some trade-offs. But I think in the end, the defenses without any trade-offs, I think it's pretty good. Some people might not agree. If you don't agree, put it in the comments below. If you do agree, put it down there as well. Let's have a conversation. Also, you know, if you want to come over, join us over on the Discord. There will be a link in the description below to my Discord server. Come over there, join me and some of the other subscribers so we can talk about it. We can all put our heads together, and, you know, we can talk about it and see maybe we can make it better. Or, you know, you just talk about whatever, any other ideas you're going to have. Okay? All right. Let's do a recap. All right, gamers. So that was my take on an Ant-Man / Giant Man style character. Like I said, I put it together with a lot of room to grow as a character. So I didn't include all of Ant-Man's powers like through the normal Marvel continuity, because if I was to play this character, I'm going to want to be able to spend power points as I develop my character, as he learns new things, creates new technology to enhance his already awesome abilities. I think the ability to grow and shrink is pretty great. But then he would think of, oh, how am I going to make this better? That's what I would be spending those points on. Then obviously you'd talk to your GM if you don't like the way the defenses are set up. Talk about trade-offs. I think they turned out pretty well as they are. But if you've got any questions or comments about that, put them down in the comments below. In the end, if you like the video, hit that like button for me. If you want to support my channel, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so when I upload new content, you get instant notifications and be some of the first to check it out. Also, join me and some of the other subscribers over on Discord. We're having some really good conversations about a lot of different games, game mechanics. We're sharing character ideas back and forth and just helping each other out. We would love to have you guys over, and so we can help you out. And you can follow me over on Twitter at GameMastersDone1. I will be putting up ideas for new content and future content as well, so you can follow me over there. Also, if you've got any ideas for content you would like to see, you can put them in the comments below, or you can put it over there on Twitter. And maybe one of your ideas would become a video like this one was. So, with all that, until I see you again in the dungeon, I'm Brian, your Game Master, and happy gaming.